Hey everybody, Jill Thomas here, and I'm continuing on with my video series during these new times, new challenges. We're in the middle of April now of 2020, and the video series I've got going is how to get control through or during COVID-19, because so many people feel like they're out of control, and there's things that they need to wrap their heads and their minds and their hearts around. And so today we are going to talk about real estate financing. I have got Jeanie Lumpkin with Prosperity Home Mortgage, and this is under the Berkshire Hathaway umbrella. Is that correct, Jeanie? I can say it like that. Okay, so it's owned by Warren Buffett, and Jeannie's been in the business for many, many years. So thank you, Jeanie, for being with us today.
Certainly.
And so I know so many people are struggling financially. If they haven't, if they aren't yet, they're going to be. And so I want to give some words of encouragement and some things to think about to help you with that. Because we're hearing now that maybe you don't have to make mortgage payments. Is that your dog?
Yes.
Okay. That's okay. Hey,
I'm working from home today. Ha.
Here we are. So, so we're hearing that you can stop making some mortgage payments, delay in that. So Jeannie's going to give us a little bit of insight on how to approach that, how to think about that. So first of all, thank you for coming, Jeanie.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
Yeah. And so first of all, how can somebody, suspend their payments if they don't want to have to make any payments for a few months, if that's going to be a help to them? How do they do that?
Okay, well, the first thing I would say is don't ever just stop making your mortgage payment.
Okay,
so that's very important. I'm not sure, there are some like student loan payments that are not being reported to the credit bureaus. But I'm not sure how that's going to work within the mortgage industry. So each servicer is going to have their own rules on that. And the servicer is who you pay your mortgage to. Okay, so you may have closed in one name, and now you may have a different server. So I personally went to inquire about my own servicer, Penny Mac. I went on a few different websites to kind of delve in to get those answers. Each servicer is handling this situation differently for different borrowers. Okay. So before you do anything, you need to call or contact your servicer. It's a servicer, pardon me. It's best to get your servicer on the phone if at all possible, because the online forbearance tools are very, very confusing. And by pushing a button, it's just not really truly determine what's going to happen after that. Some are going to be pushed 3 months, 6 months. But I think each servicer is looking at it differently and looking at each of their borrowers differently.
Okay.
So it's best to reach out directly.
Okay. So first, call them directly. Don't rely on, and I know sometimes so many people, again, that they get nervous or they feel fearful. And that's why sometimes they just like to prefer to apply for a mortgage online through one of the .com places versus calling you, who is a local lender. And I did a video on that a while back. So please refer back to that. But you got to call Jeanie, somebody like Jeanie, a local lender, because here she is having this conversation with us and being such a huge help. So first call, just don't go online. All right, good. And now I heard you use the word forbearance. So I've heard that for deferred payments. There's these words out there. Do they mean the same thing? Do they mean something different?
Well, a forbearance is, and you'll see it a lot with student loans as well.
Okay.
So what they do is there's a lot of, it's just kind of where they take your payments and they halt them for a while.
Okay.
Deferred payment is the same, pretty much. You're just halting your payments due to financial hardship or whatever the reason may be. But it's going to depend, again, each servicer is going to look at each situation differently. Are they going to halt your payments for 3 months? And are they going to put them on the end of your mortgage? Are they going to defer your payments? Let's say you go into forbearance April, May, and June. Are they going to take those 3 mortgage payments and make them due in July?
Okay.
That's why we have to really contact the servicer and ask exactly how that's going to work. There's a lot of vague language that I've been reading. We may choose to help you. We may work something out with you. So you really have to be very careful and have things in place in writing directly from your servicer before you stop making your mortgage payment. That's the last thing that you want to do without contacting your servicer first.
Okay. All right. So yes, because that would be really difficult. You think, oh, great, I can, now my dog's barking. You know, you think, okay, that's great. And you just can't assume then that they're going to tack those payments onto the end. They could be due in 2020 yet. So they still might be requiring to make 12 payments in this year, in this calendar year. Okay. Yeah, because that would be a real, real shocker if you got, you know, your mortgage payment for July, you know, and it's, you know, 4 times as much as what it normally is. Okay, so is there anything else that you would like to share? Because there's another topic I want to move on to. Is there anything else in regards to this that any other thoughts that you'd like to share with folks, or have we pretty much covered it all?
Well, I think I think the number one thing to remember is, you know, it is out there for people, but not everyone is going to have to utilize it. Okay.
Right.
And I'm all for who needs it to go ahead and use it. But if we were all to use it, you know, that's going to put a lot of pressure on our servicing industry. So if you need it, use it. And if you don't, that's great too.
Right, right.
At some point, you might need to use it.
You might need to use it.
Right. So just go about that cautiously.
Yeah. And I think that that's the thing. I think if people just know what they're getting into before, you know, they sign on the dotted line with this, because if it's a choice between putting off your payments and there's maybe some consequences that aren't ideal, but you can live with, but then you can still feed your family and keep the lights on, then if that's what you have to do, that's what you have to do. But at least you know up front what's expected of you in addition to just putting off making the payments.
Exactly. Yeah, because it could turn into a very stressful situation if you don't read the fine print.
Right, right. Okay, very good. All right, so now let's move on a little bit, because real estate's still happening, especially in the state of Florida. It is considered an essential business. I know, like in California for a while it wasn't. Now it is. Obviously, we're handling business differently, but we're still doing business. All right, so let's suppose you already have a loan commitment from your bank, and now, of course, some people are furloughed with their employment. You know, things have just changed maybe with their employment, and it's not what it was before. Does that mean that they're going to have to go through underwriting again? What does that look like for people who are still in the process of closing?
Well, it's going to depend definitely on the loan product. Are you trying to obtain a government mortgage? Or are you trying to obtain a mortgage through Freddie Mac or Fannie Mae? So we are seeing industry guideline changes with different banks. But if you have a loan commitment, okay, so your loan has already been underwritten, reviewed by the underwriter, and your interest rate has been locked in for a certain amount of time, you could feel fairly comfortable that your loan is going to fund.
Okay.
If you're in a bucket where maybe you might have a USDA loan or a FHA loan, and there's a drop in your credit score, or you have a marginal credit score, then some of those could be looked at again by an underwriter.
Okay.
We are trying to honor as many commitments as possible. We're not having a lot of fallout of commitments, and it's very important to get that rate locked in, you know, right away. Certainly not leave that rate lock floating. So I'm telling all of my agents, if you have, especially the brand new under contracts, like the last 3 weeks, just make sure that you have constant communication with your lender. You want to make sure you have a loan commitment. You want to make sure you have the rate locked in. You want to make sure that you're understanding the protocol for appraisal inspections, right?
Right.
Because now that whole thing has really drastically changed. Most appraisers and sellers alike, nobody wants anybody in their house. So everything is becoming very virtual. Appraisers are doing desktop appraisals, which means they sit at their desk, they pull their data, and they do their report. So to my agent friends out there, you, Jill,
Yeah.
you know, you have to, as an agent, what I would do is make sure that you put together an appraiser's package or appraisal package, okay? Because what you have to remember is you don't want the values of real estate coming in low because the appraiser is not aware of features or upgrades, new systems, okay? Sometimes those aren't going to be in the MLS. So the appraiser's not going to be able to see them. So what you want to do as an agent is put together a package, put together your comparables, make sure you have all the details of the property, all the upgrades of the property, and you can electronically deliver that to the appraiser to say, here is some information that I think you may find helpful.
Okay.
That's going to keep our values stable because we don't have appraisals coming in, because certainly down here in Sarasota, we're not seeing any value decrease. A few houses, there are a lot of price reductions. I'm still on realtor.com search. I don't know why. I think I got addicted to looking at Florida homes. I was moving from Virginia, so I get all those updates in Sarasota, and then I'm like, well, there might be something I want to jump on. You never know, right? You never know. So Florida real estate is doing great. I know you're busy. You've had closings. We just honored you the other day on the Zoom call with your
thank you.
So congratulations, your sales top producer award. You know, things have to keep going. You know, you're either a mover or a shaker, or you're going to sit still. I mean, we need to keep the energy going, keep the momentum going. It's hard, but we're just doing it differently.
That's right.
Difference. We're just doing it differently.
Yeah, that's right.
Technology. And
if you guys have any questions about real estate financing, about mortgages, anything, please give Jeanie a call. I'm going to have all of her contact information in the comments or in the copy, regardless of what platform this is on. This will be on, you know, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. And so please give her a call if you have any questions. She is so wonderful and great to help. And again, this is why it's really important to use a local lender, because you would not be able to have access to this information, this kind of help from a .com type 1-800 lender or somebody from a big bank, because they're just 9-to-5 type of people. And that is not Jeanie at all. She's very knowledgeable, very helpful, and she'll do what she can to help you out and to answer questions. And like we said, we're still doing real estate here. So even if it's something 6 months down the road, give her a call and get pre-approved now. And because if there's something that you might need to juggle around or shuffle or maybe work on that credit score just a smidge, you know now versus down the road when you really are wanting to buy. So it's never too early to talk to a lender. Is that not an accurate statement, Jeanie?
No, and thank you. Thanks for your kind words. We do have a program called Buyer's Advantage. And what that means is if you're looking in the next 6 or 9 months, 3 months, you know, we never know how long it's going to take for everybody to come and buy their dream home in Florida, which I think people are really thinking about right now. You know, we got to get that home in Florida after this is done.
Yes.
So the Buyer's Advantage program allows the borrower to fill out a loan application and go all the way through underwriting. So what will happen is we'll just need the title report, homeowner's insurance, and appraisal. Then I will hand you that Buyer's Advantage certificate, Jill. You will know that your clients have already been fully pre-approved and underwritten. You can carry that letter around with you. And when you go out to show them properties, your offer is going to be very, very strong.
Yes.
As opposed to somebody else who didn't take your suggestion and get pre-approved way ahead of the game. So this is great advice.
Yeah.
And it's put people like you, our realtor partners, in a great position. So your customers are ready to go and start shopping their homes. the
Yes.
lending part has already been 80% completed.
Yeah. So the buyer's been approved. We just have to approve the house via the appraisal and of course obtaining homeowners insurance and those things. And so as long as we're good with the house through those couple little hurdles, then we're ready to rock and roll. And I think that, again, like, and I mentioned this in that video when I talked about why use a local lender, because if you're up against a cash buyer, sometimes they'll take a cash offer for less money than somebody who's pre-approved for more money. But with this type of pre-approval, it really levels the playing field. It really virtually eliminates, because you can't always control what a seller's preconceived notions are and things like that, you know, but it can really, really help level that playing field when you're up against cash buyers. And so it's a tremendous asset to have. Definitely.
Yep.
All right, awesome. Well,
Perfectly said.
And I'd love to do another interview with you again in the future when we're not talking about viruses, and maybe we can do it like in a conference room at our office. And
that would be
go into more detail about borrowing and everything. But please, if you need to maybe defer those mortgage payments, call. Do not go online. Do not email. Read the fine print and get it in writing. Is that a good summary?
Yes, or any of your clients or anybody watching this video is more than welcome to call me.
Okay, perfect.
And I will walk you through it.
Oh, thank you so much, Jeanie. Yeah. Appreciate it so much. All right, wonderful. So again, Jeanie Lumpkin with Prosperity Home Mortgage, and of course, Jill Thomas here with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Florida Realty. So if you, again, give one of us a call if you have any real estate needs. Thanks so much, everybody.
Thanks, Jill.